another day of Reactmas.
Yes.
You all see this title? We have the 10 most offensive jokes.
Offensive.
Let's take a look. Hopefully they're actually offensive.
Right. Hopefully they're good.
Hopefully.
They say there's safety in numbers. Yeah? Tell that to 6 million Jews.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
You've got a point there. Yeah.
I did a big charity gig last year for autism. And like most people, my only experience of autism until recently was Dustin Hoffman's brilliant portrayal in Rain Man. But I've just got this new house in London, and the neighbours were coming round and going, oh, yeah, hi, poking their noses in, basically. But I thought, you know, I'd be nice to them for now. When I get a big gate, they can fuck off.
Decent strategy.
And one couple, they've got an autistic son. And the mother was talking to me and said, oh, this is Douglas, he's 17, and he never goes out because he hasn't got any friends. So I thought, right, okay, this is where I can show him that, you know, I'm a rich, handsome man off the telly, but I've also got a heart of gold. And I said, oh, I'll take him out. I went, really? I went, yeah. So I went back on the Saturday, and she said, oh, he loves the zoo. And the zoo's only about a mile from my new house in Hampstead, I live. And so I'm walking along the street with Douglas, okay, and he doesn't take his eyes off his mum all the way along the street like that. And his mum's in the doorway, and she's waving to him, and she's crying, right? Eventually she shuts the door and she goes indoors. I hailed a cab and said, right, take us to the casino.
Wait a minute.
So,
I thought he was taking a baby
you've got to make
the
it
zoo.
work for you, haven't you? So,
You're taking
A kid to the
a
casino.
17-year-old youngster to the casino?
He's supposed to be going to the zoo.
Good glory be. How did you think this was a good idea? And casino? In the UK? I didn't know that.
I didn't know gambling was legal in the UK.
I didn't know that either. Wow.
you've got to make it work for you, haven't you? So, I signed him in. He had a little suit on and everything. I thought, this is going to be brilliant, okay? I went straight to the blackjack table. That's their best one. I don't know why. They're brilliant at that. I went, okay, Dougie, you know the score. Bet 2 for good and 1 for bad. Do you understand? He went, yeah. I went, So I was betting. I was about £1,000 down in half an hour. And I went, sorry, hold on. Douglas, do that thing. Count the cards. Do that thing. Tell me when there's a good card coming. Tell me bet 2 for good. Do you understand? He went, yeah. So I was another £1,000 down. I thought, what sort of an autistic? So I was confused. I threw some toothpicks on the carpet. I said, how many? He went, I don't know. I said, the 7. I can see the 7 from here. Oh. Wow. Why did I get that one? So I took him back home and I said to the mother, there's been a mistake. He walks like Rain Man, but he's got none of that clever shit.
Oh gosh.
In Greenford. I live at...
Okay. I just have to wonder what possessed you to think that the casino was a better idea than the zoo.
Yeah.
I understand at your age, you don't want to look at a bunch of animals. You probably grew up going to the zoo.
Giraffes and
Been a bit of a mistake, yeah, in his location.
yes.
Was that? I saw that the letters in the back said Ricky, so I take it this is a really young Ricky Gervais?
I don't know.
I think so. He gives Ricky vibes. He looks like him. Just completely different to me because the only Ricky Gervais video that I'm familiar with is when he hosted the Golden Globes.
I think so,
One
yeah.
year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. Interesting to see something older of his.
I live in Greenford. I live at home with my mum still.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for that judgmental silence. No, I like to get out of the way from the top, you know, because I've come to realise that, you know, some people do have a bit of an issue with the fact that I still live at home with my mum. I did a gig not too long ago where I got booed off stage for saying I live at home, right? I walked out, I went, hey guys, how you doing? My name's Nathan Caton. I'll tell you a bit about myself. I still live at home with my family. And as soon as I said it, the whole audience went, boo, boo.
They don't live in
That's all right, man.
Harlem.
All right, man. Chill out. Gosh. It's the last time I do a charity gig for an orphanage. Jealous because my family kept me. Piss off. Sodom. Who are they going to cry to? Now.
More mosquito nets, then every year we could save millions of mosquitoes from dying needlessly of AIDS.
Oh my gosh. Dang. Not the mosquitoes.
Oh
Not the
What happened
mosquitoes.
is your Whoopi Goldbergs of this world, when the accusations first came out, they were all like, oh, I don't know if I believe all these women. They're just trying to ruin his legacy or some bullshit like that. Because all these rapes happened in the 70s and the 80s. And they said, what took these women so long to come forward? It's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it's because, as rapes go, they weren't the worst rapes now, were they? He never held them down and fucking raped them. He used to drug them and finger them a bit. And I've had worse Christmases with uncles.
Oh no.
Have you ever heard about the people living underneath the subway?
Yeah, mole people.
Yeah, in New York, there's people in the
The whole community.
Yeah, well, there's different subway tunnels that the trains don't go down anymore.
Yep.
So a lot of people who are homeless have set up these cardboard cities down
That's
there.
what they deserve.
And it's pitch black.
Huh?
Dude, hey,
Well,
It's not what.
no.
You can tell that threw him off.
Right.
You can tell. And then, but he kind of thought it was funny because you can hear the little bit of
Chuckle.
choking. And that.
Yeah.
No. Oh man. Oh, Bill. Okay, they put Bill in here.
It's not what.
No.
No, they're relentless. They never stop. And there's no reason for them to stop. You know why? Because you can't hit them. That's what it is. Think about that. There's no physical ramifications for being an asshole when you're a woman. Do you know how much of a dick I would be if it was socially unacceptable to kick the shit out of me?
Can't anymore. Oh, tell that story that you were telling me about your
Good
dad.
old
when he was
Bill.
driving.
It's just that you were
You can
talking
tell that
about-
was from no reason to hit a woman.
I mentioned Forrest Gump
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the Forrest Gump types. When my dad was when he was a taxi driver,
Yeah.
you used to have to sort of do your bit for the local area
God.
by taking the
Yeah.
Forrest Gump
Yeah.
people to Blackpool.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called now, the Forrest Gump people? Is that what the organisations that support them ask for them to be referred to?
A minibus with Life is a Box of Chocolates.
exactly.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump type.
It must have, so you
Heard
work
of
with
it.
these people.
Never
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
it,
Yeah,
read
for
it.
people with learning.
Instead of books
difficulties.
on
Yeah,
it.
and he used to get
Coming
five.
home must have been a
Never
busman's
seen
holiday.
So he got 5 of them in the cab.
Yeah.
And they had to go to Blackpool, and 4 of them were really good, you know, behaving themselves, didn't mess about, weren't fighting and stuff, but there was one who was just causing loads of trouble and they couldn't control him. And what you've got to be able to do with people like that, you don't want them to get stressed out because it's not good for them. It stresses them out, and you could end up with a bit.
Thanks, Dr. Carl.
You could end up with a bit of a riot on your hands. So he thought, I'll nip this one in the bud right now, and he pulled up just on the outskirts of Blackpool, and he took the one out that was causing problems and put it in a wheelie bin.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologise.
He did what?
Oh,
He did it for the good of the others. He put it in a wheelie bin. He was having a good time. He thought it was one of the rides.
Can you stop saying it?
Him.
Yeah.
He was having a good time, and once he calmed down, my dad went back and picked him up, and it was fine. He had a good
What,
time.
he left him in there the whole time the others were in Blackpool?
No, he left him there, not the whole day, probably about an hour and a half.
In a
Oh,
wheelie
my.
bin.
In a wheelie bin.
Why couldn't he get out?
Because, like, his arms were trapped on the thing. You know, those one...
What, he tied him up?
No, do you know, like, because he was a big fella, and, like, he managed to get him in so his arms were down the side like that, so he was a bit trapped.
Wasn't
And
he screaming and crying and stuff?
He was making a bit of noise, but, do you know what I mean?
What, you feel so right?
Well, but anyway, I didn't really want to talk about it. He just brought it up because of Forrest Gump.
Did his family know about this? Is this the first time they'd have heard about this?
He didn't get asked to do it again.
Huh?
Gosh.
You could tell he was just trying to play the whole thing off.
Right.
But British comedy is like subtly crude. It's just general conversation, but the things they say
Yes.
are what's savage. Not so much what they do. It's just what they say. But for that one, like, I don't like how it lost me here and there. I think I caught overall the big picture. They were taking some kids or something somewhere, and one of them, because there's always one, one of them was messing around, wasn't being quiet, so they dropped him off somewhere, and he
for an hour and a half.
only for an hour and a half. And something about how he was crying and whatnot, but he played that off too.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe it was just the really thick accents that were throwing me off, and maybe I missed too much of it.
Accents are beautiful though.
They are, for sure. I understood it for the most part, but I think I missed too many words to really catch how, I'm sure, offensive and hilarious it was supposed to be. You know, I don't know. I feel like that one fell flat a little bit. Everything else, well, at least a handful of them were definitely savage. Definitely let us know who some of these people are, because other than Bill and Ricky, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I really don't. I've never seen or heard of any of these comedians. Great snippets of their work, but I've never. So definitely let us know. Let us know if you would like any of their comedy, and I'll take a look and see what I can do about possibly bringing them to the channel. Be sure to stalk the channel for Reactmas, okay, so y'all don't miss out. Like and subscribe while you're down there, and we will see y'all in our next one. Bye, guys.